asking, baby. I can see it in your eyes. I can read between the lines. You've been sipping on that red wine tonight, baby. Ay, so tell me what it is, cause these niggas like they just wanna fuck and get drunk and they up next to you tonight. Yeah, you know it. Yeah. Talk to me, cause I know you feel the way I'm looking at you. I can take you places happy in the crib tonight. On them hills of Cali, baby. I can show you things you never seen. In them hills of Cali, baby. She know it, she know it. I know that you feeling me, and I know that you like it, baby.
Favorite girl, put it on ice, 'cause I only ride for the thrill. I'm just along for the thrill. I feel on top of the world, chill with my favorite girl, put it on ice, 'cause I only.
Let go for your problems. What's the point of even stressing? If you can even solve them, just take it as a blessing each day. Each day. Each day. Each day. Let go for your problems. What's the point of even stressing? If you can even solve them, just take it as a blessing each day. Gotta count my blessings every day when I wake up. Can't take life for granted, yeah, it's too short. Who thought I would ever get a sign now? You gotta live for right now, 'cause time is going, it ain't waiting for nobody, no. Your time is going, it ain't waiting for nobody, no. Let go for your problems. What's the point of even stressing? If you can even solve them, just take it as a blessing each day. Each day. Each day. Each day.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. May I get your attention, please? Before you take your seat, the food counter is open, so you're welcome to pick up your snacks before we start the afternoon. So the food counter is open. Please get yourselves some beautiful snacks, and we will begin shortly.
Let go for your problems. What's the point of even stressing? If you can even solve them, just take it as a blessing each day. Each day. Each day. Each day. Let go for your problems. What's the point of even stressing? If you can even solve them, just take it as a blessing each day.
I just can't believe the lies I tell. I can't even believe the stupid lies you tell. I guess the lies you told us how you grabbed my heart, we fell. I used to think about you non-stop, but you dubbed me. My new bitch is on me. We see eye to eye. My new bitch is on the line. It's 4 pennies and a nickel, yeah, this bitch a nine. I let her play with my heart for once. How dumb of me. Now you see me moving, grooving, shaking with a new bitch. Now you want me, but I still want you. Now I'm torn in between the two, 'cause a nigga really wanna be with you. My new bitch telling me I should leave you alone. Now the nigga torn in between the two, 'cause a nigga really wanna be with you. My new bitch telling me I should leave you alone. Screws loose, and that's what draws me to her. I touch her thighs, she spreads it, better believe it's butter. We both toxic, once together it's hot shit. It's like the time just stops shit. I got her where I want her, but my heart stops. Part of me wants to leave them alone. The other part of me wants them gone. Get gone, get gone, get gone. I'ma leave them alone, 'cause I'm torn in between the two. 'Cause a nigga really wanna be with you. My new bitch telling me I should leave you alone. Now the nigga torn in between the two. 'Cause a nigga really wanna be with you. My new bitch telling me I should leave you alone.
What's the use of saying that you want me here but never follow through? Nothing feels the same and I'm to blame. It feels like a deja vu. So tell me who's wrong. It's different. Can tell your love is soft, belligerent, and crazy, sexy, cool, and innocent. But babe, I gotta go, 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 yeah.
Cause your vibe and energy be like, who's that? Move back. Things change, people change, feel they stay the same. And I hate it, hate the time that I even wasted. It's funny how things change, people change, feel they stay the same. And I hate it, oh I hate it, yeah. You said you left it all behind, girl. But did you leave it all behind, girl? Cause you're texting and FaceTiming me late at night, baby. Thought you said you had no time, girl. I could've sworn you wasn't my girl. You hit me up about 2 or 3 times, but I ain't answer. At first you hated to see me, but here you are, oh baby. You clean the check on me, but move back. I look at you like, who's that? Gave me the runaround, so I had to shut you down. Cause your vibe and energy be like, who's that? Move back. Things change, people change, feel I stay the same. And I hate it, hate the time that I even wasted. It's funny how things change, people change, feel I stay the same. And I hate it, oh I hate it, yeah. Things change, people change, feel I stay the same. And I hate it, hate the time that I even wasted. It's funny how things change, people change, feel I stay the same. And I hate it, oh I hate it, yeah. Things change. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey baby, I'm so lost tonight. You make me feel so wrong. You making me numb. You making me sad. You know I'm not perfect. I'm trying to give you time, but you don't see it. Yeah, you don't even try. Yeah, you say that I don't love you, but you don't even know that I think of you every time. Yeah, you make all things so complicated, and it's hard for me to tell you the truth. Cause you think I lie. I'm a sinner in front of you. Yeah, when you lie, I tell more lies to make things right. You're a sinner in front of me. Yeah, yeah, thought we're worth it, but we're not perfect. Yeah, we tried. We're sinners in front of us. Yeah, we had it all. We broke all promises. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, you still keep me mad. Yeah, yeah, we crossed our hearts, not to get physical. We tried to go slow, yeah, but we ended fast. Yeah, you say that I don't love you, but you don't even know that I think of you every time. Yeah, you make all things so complicated, and it's hard for me to tell you the truth. Cause you think I lie. I'm a sinner in front of you. Yeah, when you lie, I tell more lies to make things right. You're a sinner in front of me. Yeah, yeah, thought we're worth it, but we're not perfect. Yeah, we tried. We're sinners in front of us. I'm a sinner in front of you. Yeah, when you lie, I tell more lies to make things right. You're a sinner
Darkness turns to light and I know we'll be alright. I can feel the change happening.
She's a walking temptation.
Pulled up in the club with my Rover, driving in style just to see her dancing again.
She's a walking temptation.
What's gonna take you to get you over here? Been trying hard all night to get you. I'm a man that you no one's attention. Tell me what you like, baby, I'll get it for you. Do you fancy Gucci shoe? I'll get it for you. I just wanna spend some time with you tonight. Even with my eyes closed, I see her. Everything around takes me to her. Currently I'm obsessed about her, and she knows. She got the whole club dancing. She's so fine and everything. She's a walking temptation, and I want her all for me. Darkness, can feel this, can feel this. There's a light, there's a light. Temptation. Darkness, can feel this, can feel this, feel this.
She's a walking temptation.
Darkness turns to light and I know we'll be alright. I can feel this change happening.
She's a walking temptation.
Pulled up in the club with my Rover, driving in style just to see her dancing again.
She's a walking temptation.
What? Temptation, what a sensation. Searching for love in different places. From slim waists, the pretty faces. Overdrive, the heart racing. To get at her with all the glamour. I hope she digging my country grammar. It's going down, down, baby. Love it when you come around, baby. You trapped in my heart, you can't escape me. Your energy is a mood chain. Honestly, I don't need your whole name. And since I met you, it ain't been the same. My dropper pulling up in the range. Don't worry about the rest, I'll retire from the game. Let's go out for the bang. Put it on replay.
And I want her all for me. Darkness, can feel this, can feel this. There's a light, there's a light.
Temptation.
Darkness, can feel this, can feel this, feel this.
She's a walking temptation.
Darkness turns to light and I know we'll be alright. I can feel this change happening.
She's a walking temptation.
Pulled up in the club with my Rover, driving in style just to see her dancing again.
She's a walking temptation.
It's like nobody here but you and me. I see you right here all the time, girl. Staring at your phone out the window. I heard you looking for the one, he right here though. So tell me what you own, tell me what you like. I can show you what it is. Have your evenings land every single night, yeah. And she know it, she know it. Talk to me, 'cause I know you feel the way I'm looking at you, baby. I could take you places, have you in my crib tonight, on them hills of Cali, baby. Show you things you never seen in them hills of Cali, baby. She know, she know. I see you acting really shy, but baby, can I convince you and say what's on my mind? I know you got a lot to choose from, don't wanna waste your time, 'cause you on your shit.
Wow. Sunny Florida. It's sunny on stage because we cannot see anything outside. So welcome to this special press conference of the Orlando Predators football for some major announcements coming up for the next season. So let's hear it for the Predators. The last couple of years we've been associated with them, and it's been a wonderful journey getting to know the ownership, with John and the team and Shawn. But sports is making a huge comeback, and Orlando is going to witness something major coming up in the year. So it needs everybody's help, support, because it's a community event. It's a community, it's bringing people, cultures together. And there's a whole new fan following that is coming up with the whole new team that many of you have gotten introduced to over the last couple of seasons. So without further ado, I'd hand it over to my dear wife and partner, Ujla.
Thank you. And I'm obviously assuming that everybody is a sports fan here, and that's why you're all here. But it couldn't be a better time, because with the new season announcements being kicked off today, you would be privy to some of the special announcements that are going to be made. So very glad to have you all here. Thank you for coming by. And with this, I'd love to give the mic to Shawn, who is the Director of Operations and General Manager of the Orlando Predators. And I would also love to call on stage Claw, who's the mascot of the Orlando Predators. Yay! Lovely. Thank you, Claw. And Shawn's here.
Yep.
So, Shawn, please.
Yep, thank you. Hello, everybody. How are you? How about Claw up here, right? All right. Listen, we want to thank all of you for coming out here. This is a special event for us. It's a big announcement that we're glad that you guys came out to hear. We have some great things going on for the upcoming season, which we will go over. And, we're really looking forward to that. I'm at a blank here, which I'm not usually at, but I don't know if it's the lighting or what. But I really want to thank our sponsors. Thank all of you. Some of you are here, so thank you to our sponsors for the last season. We look forward to having you back this season. So how about a hand for our sponsors? All right. Very important to us, our fans, all of you that were here. So thank you very much. Our season ticket holders, we greatly appreciate you guys. You know we love you. So thank you, and we're glad that you could be a part of this message that we're going to put out here today. Very exciting news. So without further ado, I'm going to bring the man of the hour here, the owner, John Chaney, up on stage.
What's up, everybody? Hey, thank you all for coming today. We're going to get right to it. The big announcement, you're hearing a lot of chatter. Is it real? Is it real? It's a real. We wanted to do this and let you know that we are joining the AFL, bringing it back with over 20 teams.
Can you?
Okay?
Wait.
Over 20 teams, which is going to be phenomenal. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up, I got to go over what Shawn did, the fans, our Predator Power dancers, Claw, everybody ticketing, our announcers, and our play-by-play guys. They're all here, and our players, coaches, and I want to thank them all for everything they've done. And our job this year is to make it bigger and better. That's what we want to do.
That's it.
We want to make it bigger and better. And I have a vision, and we have to hit it and run. And it starts today.
Or pass.
And so without further ado, our commissioner, Lee Hutton. Come on up here, Lee.
And then
Come on in.
Right in the middle. Thank you.
All right, we're messing with the cameras back there because they had the names, but now we're changing it on.
that's what we do.
Right.
We throw everybody off.
Shawn, Lee, John.
That's it.
So go ahead, tell them a little bit about the league. I can't really say much. I'm on gag order, but Lee can say whatever he likes.
Well, I can start with this. When we took over the league back in 2023, I wanted people to know that we were different. So everything that you'll see as we move forward with this new version of AFL, you can call it 2.0, you can call it what you want. But I can say nobody throws a party like I throw a party. And entertainment is different. People who are watching games are different. They want to see something Instagrammable. They want to see something that's talkable. You know, we want things that are enticing to enjoy when you're watching the team. And so when I first met John, I mean, how could you not say that he fits that void? and I loved him at first sight. You had me at hello. But most importantly, when I was reading an article, and there was this special horse that was related to the Clydesdale. And this horse can pull like 10 to 20,000 pounds. And they are always counted upon when they need something to go the extra mile. And I was like, John's that horse. But then I kept on reading I said, you know what? Let me get 2 horses. And so I went over and we started hand selecting teams, but most importantly, John also selected us, and we're very happy and proud that you did so. But when those 2 horses got together, you would think that when one can go up to 20,000 pounds, the other can go 20,000 pounds, these 2 horses would collectively be able to push and haul 40,000 pounds. But you know what the difference with those 2 horses was? Is that they started competing against one another. And so while individually they're used to known for 20,000, but when they started competing with their brother and horse, they would go up to 50,000, 60,000, and kept on going. And so I started getting a horse like John. And we started putting these horses in various areas of the state. So what the AFL is going to look like, it's going to look like 4 divisions with the teams in 2 conferences, and then we're going to have an Arena Bowl. And we're going to travel with the Arena Bowl. We want cities to bid on us because we're going to put that show. You see that Primetime, love Primetime, love Dion, known him ever since I was a little kid when my cousin played with him in Dallas. What he is doing for the game of football is exactly what we need to do for the AFL. We need to expose the talented players that we have. We are professional athletes. This is what I did to do so. And I can tell you, we got a couple of guys in the front row, and I bet you by any means, I'm a former athlete too, played at University of Minnesota, tried my shot, and I just needed that one extra eyeball on me. And so what we did, we called the NFL, called my good buddy, talked to Troy Vincent. And I say, here's our schedule. So we're going to play April to July 20th. And that's remarkable because April is when the draft starts to end, Mr. Irrelevant walks across the stage, and this whole concept of football kind of gets a back burner on the discussion. This is where the AFL is going to fit in. And that's going to go to July 20th, which is 2 weeks before the NFL startup. And I told the NFL, I said, we love you. You can be the king of outdoor football, but we will be the king of indoor football. Okay? If you ever heard Eminem's Rap God, if you can be the king, we're trying to be gods in indoor football. Nobody will compete with us. We will do it bigger and better. And then by the end of it, you know, who knows? There might be 32 teams that are coming over. But I've told people, and John's heard me say this, I only answer my phone once. If you don't see our vision, you may not be a part of parade going later. Now, as we get forward, how do we do it differently? Minnesota Twins, where I live, started doing concerts after every game. You're going to see celebrities. You're going to see people expose a new type of entertainment that is just not these guys. Now, what's even more remarkable, we made a partnership with USA Football. USA Football is known for flag football in the United States, but they're part of the International Federation of Football, where they play flag football over the world. Now, people say, Commissioner Hutton, what does flag football have to do with the AFL? In 2024, you're going to see that a new style of football is going to be introduced in the Olympics. And so at that time, I was watching the documentary with Team USA and how they were struggling to win. And, you know, they brought over Kobe and some professional athletes to get us back on top in basketball. And I said, you know what, Olympic Committee, I have guys. They're professional athletes in the AFL. I want our guys to make up Team USA when you play football in the Olympics. So there may be an Olympian standing right there in 2028 when we play football. So when people say, hey, Commissioner Hutton, I don't think we can do that, I take offense to that. You know, what do you mean Shawn Combs is going to play? Yeah, he's going to be there. He's going to be a part of us. Lil Wayne, what do you mean? Yeah, he's going to be here. We need to make sure that once we start talking, we will never shut up. And I can tell you, we would not have to have that foundation if it wasn't for these gentlemen standing on the stage. And honestly, Orlando owes them quite a bit of gratitude because not only did they listen, they asked the right questions. And then it turned out where there are some times where I call John. I say, hey, if you're the commissioner, what decision would you make? And he's always answered his phone. He's always helped the other owners in this league. And so I can tell you this is not going to be the last time you see my face. I may even buy a home right there in Winter Park, which is a nice area. So I'm open for questions, but I'm so excited to be here.
Well, before we start the questions, let's sit down, get a little relaxed. I got a couple, and then we'll lead off with that, and then we'll get into some questions from some people in the audience. But I'm laughing when you said you won't shut up. Well, you're in the right company here because everybody out there knows when it comes to John and I.
Well, I just had you speechless. So
Yeah, you did. You did. So that was great. That was great. I actually have a couple of things here that, John, I'm going to start with you. So we all know there's been a few ownership changes over the last few years. Can you speak to them and your role going forward, how you feel it's going to?
Well, you guys know I've been involved for a few years with the Orlando Predators, and I've been giving a lot of heart and soul into it. And the more I kept doing it, the more I wanted to get involved more and more. And a couple of my partners, Nate, he got a little sick. You know what I mean? I love Nate, great guy, and we just needed to go in a different direction. I brought up concert series with these guys, and they instantly loved it. And we want bigger and better. You know what I mean? I'm not a stagnant quo in anything I do. No matter what I do, I want to get better at it. And I'm going to get better at arena football, and I want the Predators to become like a staple. You know what I mean? And I know the name is out there, but I want to fill the house. My whole job is to fill the Amway, and that's what we're going to do. And the more fun we have and enjoy it, the better these players are going to play and get paid.
All right, and we're going to fill the Amway with your help, right? So
yeah,
hands off to you.
We definitely need the guys in the back, too, the TV, the news. They need to spread the word because
everybody.
A lot of people say, the Predators are back. Yeah, we've been back. But this year you're going to know we're back big time.
Another question I've got for you. Can you let everyone know your thought process as to how we got here to choose the AFL? There's other leagues out there. There's other leagues that wanted the Predators to play for them. But what brought us here to this moment with Mr. Lee Hutton?
That's a great question. Let me turn my chair.
So actually, Lee, getting with you and Travell, talking to both of them, meeting them, flying out to Minnesota. But even before that, talking to them on the phone, we have the same direction. We want to be the best in arena football. And that's what I want our team to be the best, but our league to be the best. And in the past league, there's no helping each other. Just by going out there into Minnesota and meeting some of the owners, everybody wants to help everybody else. And that's what it takes to achieve a goal, is not just one person, but a whole family to go along with you. And that's the reason we chose them to be the best.
Very good. You like that one?
I love it. And you got to clap for that because.
Yeah, no, and like I said, there were a lot of leagues reaching out to us, so we're very excited for what's happening. So I'm gonna lead that one right into you, Lee. How does the AFL feel having a legacy team like the Predators back in the fold?
I think just being here is even more than homecoming. I got a chance to talk to Predator One and a couple other people in the group. And these individuals have embraced Orlando Predators as a family member. I mean, without it, what do you do? What do you do for the content? What do you do, when you don't have an owner like John really kind of engaging and having that, back and forth communication? The players are even more than just players. They're people that they're praying for their success. They're cheering for their success. And so having Orlando Predators that really kind of fingerprinted the DNA, because I always remind these other leagues, kind of like that Ray J song, we were first. And I want you to always remember it. So if you're going to try to duplicate what we do, great. I'll give you everything we're doing next year. Yes, we're going to have concert. Yes, we're going to have the biggest artists. Yes, you're going to see me everywhere. We're going to be on TV. We're going to be virtual reality. We're going to be there. And I'll tell you what we're doing, because when you catch up to us 5 years from now, we're going to be doing something else, because we're not going to stay stagnant. I want my guys in everywhere to succeed, and I think you hit it best. And John, I never told you this, but I will tell you publicly in front of everybody. When we were searching for the right owner, Travell and I, who's the CEO of the AFL, we've always said, let's try to find more people like John. You know, more people who would throw out ideas and not be worried about criticism or worried about, you know, the budgets or anything like that. Let's just get the ideas going. And every time I talked about John, talked with John about AFL, he has never not mentioned Shawn. He has never not mentioned his players. He has never not mentioned, you know, even the dance squad. He has never not mentioned the fans. He has never not mentioned the community. And that's when I said, if that is the area of Orlando, we're going to be well suited. And for the next 30, 50 years and long after I'm gone, Orlando Predators will still be the DNA of AFL. And
fantastic, fantastic. So this one's off the cuff. I just have a little bit, you know, we talk about social media, all the stuff that's out there that's posted. There's all the naysayers. There's the people out there trying to perpetuate that the AFL is a scam. It's not real. The Predators aren't really going there. So how do we best address that? How does the AFL address, to the best that they can, that, hey, look, this is real. We're doing it.
I always tell them, I said, you should Google me. Because the first thing you'll know, I'm from down south. I'm a southern boy from Galveston, Texas. So my grandmother says I'm well-balanced and I got a chip on both shoulders. So I hear and I see who's talking. And I write their name down and I put it on my mirror because I'm a former athlete too. And 5 years from now, when my phone rings, me and John are going to be celebrating his success because I think this owner is actually going to bring a championship here. But and when that happens, I'm going to tell the naysayers, you know, hey, we got a little seat if you can get it way up at the top because, you know, I don't know. They're going to have to watch it outside, right? And it's very interesting to me because, you know, ultimately, you know, this is a game that we don't deliver to ourselves. And when I hear the naysayers, I always remind them is you're putting yourself first. Because you're putting yourself first because you're scared about, you know, what our potential, what we're going to do. And I understand the fear, and they should be fearful. But what you are forgetting is the fans. Because what I would have loved to do is take these other leagues and we'll get our champion and we'll put our champion against yours. Because I think the fans would enjoy the AFL beating the NAL, beating the IFL. But now I'm going to take it personally, and I think AFL will be the only, and if not the only, the top indoor football league that's ever been around.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. All right, I'm gonna end mine on this, and then we'll open up the questions out there. So, Lee, what's your vision for the AFL 2, 3, 5 years from now?
Absolutely. That's a good question. So, you know, there's nothing that we don't do without researching. You know, I love Google as a tool, so I look at demographics, I look at psychographics. And so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to try to communicate to everybody the same way but differently. And here's what I mean. So I'm an attorney by trade, and so when I'm in front of the jury, you have to articulate what your message is to a group of 12, sometimes 6, but where it is. They come from different walks of life, but they all have to come to the same conclusion. No different here. So there are a lot of times where I would make up a facade individual. So it may be an old lady who's a widow with a cat. It may be an individual with 4 kids who's married and loves football. All these individuals have a different experience that's there. And so what we have to do, we have to make sure that whoever sits in that stadium gets their experience tailored to them. And so this is where, when you mentioned the social media, there's apps right now where we can take a claw and they can go up and take a picture of themselves and do an avatar of a predator. You know, that kind of interactive engagement is what the fans want. It's a communication to and from for the teams. That's what we're going to do different. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to be on TV. You're going to see us on media. We're going to be on a lot of streaming platforms. We've already talked about us being international in the Olympics. If I had to really look 5 and 10 years from now, I wouldn't mind arena football or indoor football all over the world, that every off year of the Olympics we're playing something similar to World Cup. And people say, well, Lee, you're crazy. You're looking way, way too beyond. But if I don't set that goal of championship status, how can I expect John and the players to do so too? And so we are going to really kind of engage kind of a different format that really, it's not just football, it's entertainment. You know, for that one time, we've always been there where something terrible or you just are tired from a day's work and you just want to have that 2 to 3 hours of relaxation and really cheer on somebody's success. And that's what we want to be. We want to be your outlet for fun. And we also want to be a destination. So, Mickey, you have something to compete with.
Mickey doesn't have shirts like that, though.
No, he doesn't.
That's why you affectionately call him Crazy John, right?
I love it. I didn't know that.
That's the Crazy John because he's crazy fun.
I love it.
All right. So let's open it up. Some questions out there. I apologize. I can't see. Is anybody who's got a question? Just stand up there. Hey, how you doing?
You're absolutely right. And I'll give you 2 reasons why we are going to make sure. So officials are going to be in certain areas. So as the 4 divisions, we're going to make sure we have officials that are that know the area, know the arenas, know the coaches, know them. And so you'll have one officiating crew that does this division, and then vice versa in all the other divisions. We also have partners with sports betting partners like Fanatics and MGM Bet and some other ones. And so I got to make sure that those games are done with integrity and done correctly all the times. And if anybody knows me, sharks don't sleep. I never sleep. So my phone's going to be ready, and if official needs to meet the challenge of getting it right, he's going to have to deal with me. And I'm going to make sure personally we have somebody who's going to filter out those. But I think you're right, because nobody wants to go home on a championship game and feel like they've been robbed out of an experience. And I think that starts with the officials. So that is something that we are going to do. Not only after the first year, I want to even build officiating crews from young people that are interested in doing it, that can kind of be somewhat of an internship or an apprenticeship. And then we will certify them from the AFL. So then 5 years, 10 from now, years from now, where we got to replace officials, I know that they know the rules, that they understand the coaches, because we certified them. And so individuals can go take classes. We're going to do it with coaches too, and so if they show their AFL certification, then we know that they went through our training, because we're bringing some of the old styles. We're bringing the nets back. The deuce is going to stay. All that excitement stuff is that the officials are going to control the game, and I want the experience for you guys.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Hey, this is for the commissioner. I used to go to the games when I was a little kid, and then been a part of all of the games here at home too. One of the biggest things I know about is the fan experience. What can fans expect with the games now going under the AFL?
So I think if fans can expect concerts, that's the one thing. You're going to expect not just a football game. You're going to expect a free fun experience for your family. You're going to expect a free fun experience with your friends, whether it be your girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever are coming in your group. We went to the arena earlier, and I'm looking at this great open space that we can kind of curate Instagrammable, the wings, things that you can put on an old helmet, learn the history of the AFL, and also understand that you're part. For example, with the virtual reality, I was kind of giving somebody a sneak fit. Not everybody can travel to away games, but wouldn't it be great if you can subscribe to a service where you can actually sit in the comfort of your room, maybe put on a Predator's helmet where you can have the Oculus and see the games, and actually choose your seat. If you want the out-of-state fan experience, you can sit in the nosebleed, or you can be VIP status and sit in the commissioner's suite, and I'll see if I can do some interactive. And you can do that in your own home, in any arena in the United States. And so that's the fan experience that we want. And, I have a 15-year-old son that plays, I always forget the name of the game where they fly, Fortnite. And, he's always buying little jerseys and stuff to put on his avatar. And so we want where somebody can buy by our Orlando Predators. So now we have kids who are merging, a game that they like. They start understanding the AFL game, and then when they get bigger, they have those experiences that they can take onto their family. But I can tell you more specifically, you're going to see, big names like Lil Wayne and Shawn Combs and those guys as a lot of concerts. The other stuff, I have no idea, because after I leave this room, I'm going to come up with another idea. So, but it is going to be bigger and better.
Yep. All right, great. Oh, Eric.
Hey, Commish, good to see you. I like your energy.
Thank you.
I like your vision. That is Crazy John right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I took a picture. He was dressed as a clown. He had the whole makeup last season.
I love it.
Phenomenal. How long did that take you to do?
Brittany right here.
Right
she
Lord.
does it.
She's amazing.
It takes her an hour.
I mean, you were a perfect clown.
He was Heat Miser, actually. Heat Miser, yeah.
Unbelievable. But I love the energy. I'm the voice of the jungle. I like to get everybody jacked up and everybody have a good time to that experience. But I want to say welcome to Orlando.
Thank you.
Congratulations to these guys right there. My question is, have you identified the 20 teams that John said in his earlier statements? And is a TV contract in place? And go Preds!
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I'll answer all that. Now, I'll give you a little vision. So some teams have already been announced. Some we're giving their own day, like Orlando. I wanted to stay away from this kind of global announcement that here's 5 or 6 teams, and then 24 hours later, people forget. They didn't have any engagement with that. So after I leave here, I'm going to another announcement, and then another announcement. So thankfully, my wife is my best friend, so she travels with me. But our Sky Miles are collecting. But what I can tell you, the first thing that I wanted to do is get teams like John and owners like John who really understood how to make us great. And I wanted them, their pattern of success to be duplicated with other teams. And so we started hand selecting, and there's several indoor football leagues, and I would talk to the commissioners, I would meet with the specific teams, and we gave invitations to some. But most importantly, I needed the areas. I didn't need a Florida team to fly all the way to another state on the West Coast because it's not good to start a rivalry, and people couldn't drive to see an out-of-state game or away game. And so we wanted kind of in those central divisions. So that's the first thing that we did. And then we had a little gap kind of in middle America, around Kansas and those guys. So I reached out to the CIF, and we've been talking to them. So the CIF will be coming over. There's 2 teams that are leaving the CIF going somewhere else. My phone call will only pick up once, but the other teams will be coming in. So you'll see an announcement actually next week, so you got an exclusive. So that's how we grew from the original 16 to the 20 by adding some other teams from other leagues, and we're happy to have them.
Any other questions out there? Well, there you go.
How you guys doing? I'm Elena Rose, and I'm very happy to be here. I was actually wondering, is there anyone special sponsoring the football itself? And if so, can you give us a little inside scoop on what it's going to look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a former receiver by the University of Minnesota. I played against Tom Brady when I was at Michigan, Drew Brees, all those guys. And the football was very important to me. I needed something with an established brand. I need something with some integrity and credibility. And so I'm happy to announce that Wilson is going to sponsor our football. And what we're also going to do, Wilson's going to have our football. It's going to be kind of that composite ball, but it's going to be NFL size because I want us to have some similarities, but some distinguishable qualities from the NFL because we are indoor and we're the best at what we do. But we're going to change the colors. So there's going to be colors for the teams that are there with their logos. But when we get into the playoffs, that's going to be a silver ball, and then the arena ball will be a gold ball. I want these balls to also be collector's items for everyone. So that's the method to the madness. But Wilson is a great partner, and we're glad to have him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more? Oh, there we go, Tom.
Is Tampa and New Orleans possibly one of the or two of the teams?
So I just got back from Louisiana, and we have been talking to New Orleans. The voodoo is coming back. They are coming back. I'll let you deal with that. They're clapping for the voodoo.
That's okay.
They like the rivalry. That's
They
it.
like the rivalry.
My wife's going to tell me when I get home. That's the quietest you ever been. But I'm on gag order, so he has to answer everything.
And they just want to know pick their games for travel right now. They're booking
that's
them.
right. That's right.
Marking it down.
So I will tell you there is a little wrinkle to Louisiana. We are working it out. So the Smoothie Center is our first choice. Everybody, some naysayers, is it real? What are you gonna? I said, well, you can pinch me. I'm gonna react, but you may not like my reaction. So in the meantime, we are gonna be at Lake Charles, and just to see where we are. But Louisiana Voodoo is going to be back. You will have your rivalry, and I think that owner is going to be really good with John, just to kind of go back and forth. With regard to Tampa, we struggled and tried to have that arena. They just didn't want an indoor football team there. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hi, guys. Wonderful to see you. I wanted to see if you guys have any concerns for the beginning of the 2024 season.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. My only concern going forward to the season is just making sure that you guys tell your friends, tell everybody that you know that the AFL is real, that their commissioner is crazier than your guy, and and tell them to get on the bandwagon soon as possible. Somebody asked about the media, and I didn't explain it all, but we will be announcing our media partners that are there. There is not one place where you're not going to be able to get content from the AFL. Not only we're just going to do content with the games, I want to take players and take their helmet off. I want you to know where they're from. I want you to know, what makes them tick. Why do they love the AFL so much? Why do they wake up? Because if everybody knows what happens in the locker room, it's a whole different experience. And some of these guys really sacrifice a lot, waking up early, keeping their bodies in shape, making sure they're, not hanging around the right people. I mean, when I was in college, people wanted me to go out. I couldn't because I had to wake up for lifting or two-a-days. And they make a lot of sacrifices. So I want, podcasts. I want them to have the social media accounts. I want people to know them at a level that is not just kind of fan player. And this also goes to the coaches and owners. I want them to know them even more so. I think what makes us different is I want the NFL professionalism attached to College Game Day. So, I can tell you there are going to be some times where I'm going to really push the arena, which is a fantastic arena here, where we can have tailgating outside. And I can bring some of the old heads. And, I don't know if Caruso will let me do it with a mascot, claw mascot, where he's picking the game. That's fun. People want that. They want to go early to do it. And I can tell you, nobody throws a party like me. So just be ready to wake up early and go to sleep late. I promise you that.
My only concern is going to be keeping up with John's ideas.
Well, then you get us in the room.
Exactly. I'm going to have to cut off your guys' conversation.
That's right.
Well, when we bring up Guns N' Roses, everybody gets a little nervous. But we have a dream. You know what I mean? Why not dream big? And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, I said, John, give me your wish list. And Guns N' Roses was on it, Bon Jovi. And I said, this is a great wish list. What did I say? I said, I'm going to get on it. Absolutely. I'm going to get on it. Let's do it.
When he gets back.
Yep. Let's go. Let's do it. So, I mean, this is football. This is fun. This is engagement. Yeah.
Very exciting. Very exciting time, right, guys?
I'd like to bring up our two Predator Prowler dancers. Come on up here, ladies.
Come on, ladies. Hey, Freddie.
By the way, Dance Team of the Year.
Three times.
Yep. Multiple times. Laura, today's Laura's birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, Laura.
But they do a great job, and Laura, changes their outfits. They work hard, just as hard as our players do with their workouts, right? She don't let them, put it this way, our contract's this big, their contract's this big. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And this is what I like about John, is that, nobody is left out in the discussion. And I really appreciate, John just making sure that everybody feels included in the family. We have female owners. We have owners who are from other countries. You're going to see some of our games in Spanish. I think earlier I was speaking Chinese to somebody. I want to be inclusive of everyone. I want them to always feel that they have a home here. And so this is going to be very impressive. So, John, I just wanted to point out that this is my experience with you. Everybody's included.
Thank you. But we plan on having an unbelievable season. That's all I don't know how else to explain it, but get your tickets early. Get there. Our concerts are going to happen this year, and they're going to be big. They're going to be big concerts. I know we're going to have 5 Saturday games. We're already putting in a challenge for them, and then 5 home games on a Saturday, and maybe 1 during the week.
And televised, right?
Yep, all televised.
Televised.
All
There you
televised.
go. All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I'm going to do one more thing. We got a little special for you. DeQuan, come on up here. Claw, you can come on up. Ladies are still up here, right? All right. And Freddie didn't make it, but go over there by your owner.
Hey, how you doing?
So what we're doing is we're going to gradually sign people. At the show, we had Freddie on. And today we're going to sign DeQuan Murray as our center. As this goes on in process, we'll be looking for a coach. We have coaches sending us emails every day right now to be a coach of the Orlando Predators. And so over the next few weeks, I'll be gone, but I'll be going through the files, studying the different coaches, and we just want to get one that's going to turn this team around. I mean, put film in, put hours in, and put an unbelievable product on the field.
So here you go. So far, as you know, we've got DeQuan and we've got Freddie. So there you go, 2 ready to go. Wish Freddie could have made it. He didn't make it today, but we'll be signing some more players and letting you know as soon as possible.
And there's some here, we're going to get with and negotiate and talk. But this is going to be another level of football. There's a lot of people that aren't, didn't make the NFL and stuff like that are reaching out right now. And next year, we're going to get them in there.
Absolutely. The one thing that I want you to know with this guy, and congratulations, I can't wait to watch you. But when you come into this AFL alumni fraternity, which you are now in, you are standing in the shoes of Mike Honesy, Ricky Foggy, but most importantly, Kurt Warner. I mean, these are the guys who wore the AFL, and now you are part of the brand and part of the membership and part of the family. Thank you.
All right. With that, Ashish, I don't have my notes, sorry. No, we'll do that after.
We're going to do it after?
Yeah,
All right, we'll do the signing after.
So,
I was going to let him use
come on
that.
up here, Boone Castle. I know he's going to talk about it, but I want to tell you something. When we got involved with Boone Castle, when they made that song, it's special to me that they did it for us. And it's just I wanted to play it at the arena before every game. And you're going to get to hear it for the first time. But go ahead.
Yeah, but there's a lovely story behind that. So, Lee, all that you mentioned about John, we were introduced to John through some common friends last year, and we did a lot of brainstorming to see what can be done new to bring in the new era, exactly like what you said. And so historically, there's been, Orlando Predators have also, there was a time when it became very tough. And we had a lot of the beer drinking crowd that would come in. And, and now the tones have changed, where times have changed, and kids want to come and participate. Communities, Orlando is so diversified. from the Americans to the Mexicans to the Indians, Chinese, and beyond. It's a very diversified community. So we were brainstorming always that how can we bring in other people, and then players eventually, which is going to be so diversified. Because that's truly what America is, right? So we came up, my wife and I, Ujla, we are part of Boone Castle, and we started thinking, why don't we do something, if we think of ourselves as change drivers, what better opportunity than to present this out here to the ownership now. So we took a chance. We started developing a song. Everybody thought it's going to be like a Guns N' Roses song, which was Welcome to the Jungle. When you come to the Predators game, that's what you would listen to, right? Historically. But we said, let's do something different and let's see what happens. Either they'll like it or they won't, right? So we came up with the ballad, okay? Totally different from what the team was associated with in the past. But we were saying that why don't we drive the future? Let's see what happens. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a chance. And then let the people decide. So we had a big board meeting, I remember. And we played the song and we put together like a quick rough music video for it. And the room went silent. Totally silent. And we looked at each other and we were like, either we blew this, honey, or like something good has gone down. So thankfully, being as progressive and colorful as John and the others have been, they kind of adopted us. And they adopted the song, and the song was done in 3 continents. We had songwriters in the US, in LA that time, in Orlando, and in Dubai. It was put together within 2 weeks. And John, and they've been gracious to have played it at every game. So you're going to see that tonight, and we have the artist too with us tonight. And we're going to give you a live sample of the song today. But there's a special element which no one has heard, and I don't think even they know yet, to show our diversity commitment. So thanks for your love, friendship, and partnership, John, Shawn. It's been a pleasure to know you, and to the new family now. So we're really looking forward to this new chapter.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. So is it going to be playing up here? We need to get off so everybody can see it?
Yeah. So correct. You can take seats. Why don't we have,
thank you, ladies.
And give the artist their stage.
Is that our cue? Get off the stage. So again, thank you, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. Lee, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate you and all your help. John, thank you, right? Everybody, we wouldn't be here without John. So
we won't do this.
We're excited for the 2024 season.
Gonna do it.
Hopefully you're excited too. Go Preds.
Go Predators. Thank you. Thank you.
And by the way, he didn't talk about his lovely wife, Deanna, here in the front row, who is going to be an owner of a team.
So you're going to meet 2 lovely artists in our commitment to bring entertainment and a wholesome experience for families. We started producing the halftime entertainment for the Predators over the last season. And today you're going to meet 2 of the artists, one who's performed there through the last season. You're going to meet Xavier Keys, and you can definitely look him up online. And the song that you're listening to tonight is already out. In fact, it was sent for a Grammy nomination. We're going to do a twist and do a new release of it next year. So it needs love and support, but first sample it and see if you like it. You like it, then you push it. So another artist who will be joining Xavier today is the lovely Serena Alvarez. So without further ado, the song was aptly titled, which you've seen it on your wristbands if you've got it. It says, "The Hustle Never Ends."
Don't you see the fire in our eyes? They say we're here for the win. My rage and soul, the beating of my heart. They say we're going all in. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no backing down. giving it all we have and make it all count. Been here before and now we're back for more and more. We've nothing to lose, we'll never stop, not aiming for the top. We're going, no one dares to. Ain't no stopping us now, ain't no backing down. It's our destiny, and now you'll hear us sing it out. We'll be back again and again, because the hustle never ends. We'll be back again and again, because the hustle never ends.
Estoy lejos de casa, pero nunca solo estamos juntos en esto. El mundo va a ver el ego que sobre para siempre. No nos detengan, no hay marcha para atrás, nadie se va a ir y no paramos, soltamos la corona.
We'll be back again and again,
we were born invincible,
because the hustle never ends.
downright unbeatable.
We'll be back again and again,
We were born invincible,
because the hustle never ends.
shed blood and tears, we shed our tears. Our sacrifices brought us here.
We play for love, we bear our souls, undivided, invincible. Shed blood and tears, we shed our fears. Our sacrifices brought us here. We play for love, we bear our souls, undivided, invincible. Ain't no stopping us now, ain't no backing down. It's our destiny, and now you hear us sing it out. We'll be back again and again, because the hustle never ends. We'll be back again and again, because the hustle never ends. We'll be back again and again, because the hustle never ends.
So what do you think? Xavier, Serena, she wrote the lyrics yesterday in Spanish. Okay? And the song was performed for the first time today. That's how fast things happen. The Spanish version. When you really want something to happen, it doesn't take much time, right? You just need people to say yes. John?
I've loved the song since the first day I've heard it. And it's just, it means a lot. So thank you, and thank you both.
No, fantastic. Just like you performed it at the arena. Spectacular. Your addition made it even more beautiful. So give it up for him. How great was that?
We have to thank you, John, for this opportunity, for such a great partnership, and for this teamwork, which we only see growing in time. So thank you so much.
And it's only the beginning. It was what you're seeing today for the new Orlando Predators.
A big shout out to the team at Full Sail University for hosting us here today. The lovely crew at the back. It's taken a whole village to put this little but tasty production for you. There's a crew of about 15 to 20 youngsters over here. So thank you, Full Sail University, and for hosting us. Shawn, over to you.
Nope, just want to thank everybody again. Hopefully you're pumped, excited for 2024, huh? Ready for the Predators? Let's go, Preds. Let's have a great time. Great season. We got a lot of fantastic things coming forward. So just sit tight. We'll let you know about them.
Street parties and everything are back in
it.
front of the Amway.
You heard it. Crazy said it.
We're
It's
going to
gotta
do
be
as
true.
many things as we can to make it fun. And if it's not fun, I don't want to do it. Okay? So let's enjoy ourselves. Thank you all for coming. Thanks to News for being here. And thanks Full Sail. And everybody, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a great afternoon.